For the longest time, I genuinely believe some people were just built different. Like they were just born with confidence, discipline, drive, and I just wasn't there. I thought my habits were my personality. That being inconsistent, unmotivated, and kind of lost, that was just who I was. But in this video, I'm about to show you how that all changed. And then I learned something. I know that sounds like a little bit buzzwordy of things, but you see, I actually understood what that meant. Not the definition of what it meant for my actual life. It changed everything. And nobody taught me this. Not at school, not home, not anywhere. So in this video, I'm about to be breaking down growth mindset for beginners. And what that actually is, it can be some sauce, it can be some seasoned sauce. What that is and the shift it is, man. It what started my whole personal development journey and the practical steps it took me to figuring things out differently. So if you're young trying to figure this out, this is for you. Just get to it, man. And I feel like I feel like I was low-key stuck because my environment low-key showed me some things. And it low-key taught me that nobody is here to save you or help you. So you could even be in an environment where people would try to help you, but it's only their perception of how they would want to help you. It's not benefiting your needs and your goals, because nobody knows your needs or goals unless you tell them. But why would you tell people your goals and aspirations? That's like feeding away your energy. But anyway, that's a whole different thing. But still, what I'm trying to say is you gotta keep pushing. That's what I was saying. Like, you gotta develop yourself and feed the development in yourself. Because if you don't push through, you kind of get stuck, and that's where a lot of people do. They get stuck. And I gave up on something early on. I got stuck with like music. I wanted to do music and make music, rap, and I'm still gonna do it. I'm still gonna pursue it, but it just wasn't a good time to learn. Because in my environment, I know I love music and expressing my feelings, but I could never do it in my environment that I was in. It was hard to do it. So I felt like if I kind of change my environment in a way, it might change the outcome, you know? I'll be able to do more. But now I can still obviously do like barbering and even make videos on YouTube and show my life and express my feelings. Like, it's still cool to do that too. But just saying you gave up on something and saying you wasn't good at it, it's just not good. You always gotta be consistent in what you're doing, because I kind of figured that out, that you kind of just gotta go with it. So that means to say, what comes next in this video is the exact thing I wish I knew that I had when I started out with my journey. Let's get into it. It's the core. Growth mindset is the belief that you could change and that your abilities, your habits, and even your challenges, your intelligence, they're all not fixed and they're all not set. You could develop them like a game and gain more skills and more knowledge. Like, that's the opposite of a fixed mindset. Believing that you either have something or you don't. And most of us were raised in a fixed mindset without even knowing it. That you feel, like, do you feel me? Do you feel what I'm saying right now? Like, it goes deep. It goes deep, man. So you gotta change your mindset first. It all starts within, and then it comes out. You gotta push through that. And even if you do like it or not, because you still gotta have the challenges and the good and the bad, but you gotta still like it enough to still push through and still be determined enough to push through. Use whatever source or energy you have. People say not to use love or not to use hate, but if you have it, you have the hate, use the hate. You have the love, use the love. If you have determination, use determination. Use whatever you have. Don't suppress your energy and your emotions. Always let it out and express it. You have to express it some way, so try to always let it out with what you have, because that's your weapon. The hate, the love, that's your energy and your weapon, so you have to use it in certain ways. So that's the source. So all that to say that like shit ain't fixed, bro. You could always change some shit. You don't gotta stay with the same thing. Like you could develop social skills. If you don't know how to talk to people, you could develop social skills. If you don't know how to learn a skill, you could pick up a new skill. Stop comparing yourself to people on social media, or even being so hard on yourself and starting a new job, or not showing up, or even a new skill, because you're still improving and you have to develop. And that's why older people usually get off better, because they usually have the patterns down already of what to do, because they already have their shit developed. When we're younger and have more kind of developed brains than our peers, it tends to make us more aware to things and we're able to pick up on more, but still we need to develop to get to that point, so it does take time. That's the only thing. If you operate from a fixed mindset, you'll always find a reason to stay where you are, and even with the habits you try to build, by telling yourself it's not possible, the growth mindset is what makes self-development actually stick. So if you don't have the mindset, you're not actually gonna make it stick, you feel me? So always go back to the core. And here's one thing nobody tells you. A growth mindset doesn't even happen overnight. It wasn't an aha moment. It wasn't no fast thing that just happened. A growth mindset, it was slow and it was messy, and the shit kind of happened gradually. It took time. And one day at a time, I started to catch my thoughts, and instead of reacting to them, I started journaling, noticing. In just a few minutes every morning, what I noticed, how often my inner thoughts was telling me I couldn't, even before I even started. Self-awareness was the first step to everything. Sauce, big sauce. You can't change a pattern you haven't noticed yet. And that's the big thing. I feel like people are stuck in their own ways. But they will never notice they track, because they don't have the awareness to see it. You know what somebody told me, that shows a prisoner, the best type of prisoner is the one that doesn't even know he's a prisoner, or locked up in his own cell. And that's really so, because he doesn't even know. So he'll live his whole life without even trying to fake. Think about that. A lot of things became possible once I basically stopped seeing myself as fixed. Maybe you started a new skill, approach your career, or even just stop comparing yourself. Become more motivated yourself. Like, come on. I know that happened for me, so I know it could happen for you. And it wasn't even overnight, but it was real. That's the best thing about it. Facts. The next thing, man, just spend 1 week just noticing everything, catching yourself, see what you do and what you not do, and don't fight it. You don't have to fight it. You don't have to change it at all. Just see the pattern. Because when you see it, you start to realize how often we're taking ourselves out and taking ourselves out of things. I stopped saying I was trying to be consistent, and I basically started saying I'm someone who builds consistency, because that puts more pressure on your identity, and you never want that. Instead, you want to say I am someone who values self-improvement. You want to really be saying I'm someone who's working on self-discipline, because you're always developing, constantly growing, you're never stagnant. And that small identity shift is what puts the judgment on yourself rather than just relaxing. So always keep that in mind. Well, in the beginning, mine was small. Just a small morning routine that kind of felt like nothing. But at first, it felt embarrassing. But your brain starts to update its beliefs, and one day it becomes a habit. And one good habit is more powerful than 10 habits you quit. So, that to say, growth mindset is consistency, doing what matters, and for your personal development journey. I am a little bit further than I was last week. That's it. Don't compare outward. That will only compare you and push you backward. And this is how self-discipline is actually made. And the next thing, the honest truth about the mindset and journey, I want to be real with you. Some weeks you feel like you completely lost, regardless. Like all the work you put into your mindset has just evaporated. That's not failure, that's growth. And the mindset journey is being honest with you, it's a lot of setbacks. It's setbacks more than a lot of people can handle. And that's why it's not really for everybody, but what carries through is building systems and small routines and habits and anchors in your day. A why bigger than your mood, and that's self-discipline. What actually is. It's not about being tough. It's about having something to return to when you feel off. And if you're watching this and you got brand new things happening and all of this is happening, being a beginner means you have to start something, a growth mindset. It isn't about being perfect. It's about willing to be yourself and find yourself and to keep going. Even you feel me journaling, meditating, like this is a successful habit that you could just get to, man. Don't just think it, change it day by day and change it, man. Just change it, man. If you like that, man, go in the comments, comment. What's one area of your life you want to change? Let's talk about it. I look at every comment, man, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Be easy.